Hello guys. Hello guys. It probably has started.
It didn't start.
It's gonna take a little bit. Also, she has the hiccups. Spectre, give him a little at here on the server.
Oh, it started. Never mind, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hello guys. This is Lake. I'm joined here by Spectre.
Yeah, I'm here.
She has the hiccups, but I like imitating it.
Oh my god.
I think it's funny.
I didn't at everyone.
Okay.
I'm sorry for the hiccups, by the way.
I'm just gonna wait for everyone to come in, and then we'll start the Q&A. Spectre will be reading your guys' messages and relaying them to me.
More like questions. God damn it.
So yeah. What do you guys think of Spark 3, huh?
Yeah, what are you guys' thoughts? Like the jacket? Yeah, yeah, like the the I don't even know.
You okay?
Somebody said Spark has a jacket.
Yes, he does have a jacket. I see some questions already, but yeah.
Somebody said, I honestly thought it was gonna be something else. So hyped. Man, that logo's clean and Spark 3 looks really good so far.
Thank you.
I'm really excited. Oh my god, this is so annoying. The one time I don't want them to happen, they happen.
It'll go away soon.
Somebody said, speak in Portuguese.
No, I can't. Yes, I finally got a version into consoles. It wasn't. It's pretty hard actually. Kind of want to talk about it. Well, I will soon.
Somebody said if you're gonna be casting voice actors for Spark 3.
It won't have voice acting.
That's kind of expensive.
I shouldn't have voice acting. No, seems like a bad idea for Spark.
What type of voice would Spark have? What's your canon on it?
Hello, guys. You
Not
know
a
the
chain
answer.
smoker.
Yeah, the chain smoker.
Chain smoker Spark.
Will Spark 1 be ported into consoles? No. No, most likely not. It'll probably remain a PC exclusive game for a very, very long time.
Lake, Freyon is died in Spark 3 story? Question mark? I love that question. You should answer it.
Okay, I forgot to post the Q&A stream on Twitter. Hold on, let me do that.
Also, I think you are gonna need to enable slow mode, maybe, or actually not. I don't know.
Yeah, it's everything seems fine so far.
Big fan of your games. Oh no, really bad.
Okay, I'm trying to get something set up. It's not a big deal.
I'm still waiting on you to answer that question, Nick.
Which question?
The one that said, Lake, Freyon is died in Spark 3 story. I want you to answer that.
I don't want to comment much on story so far. There is a story, obviously, but I don't want to comment on it. Yes, Freyon is not in Spark 3.
Wow. Sad. Ty Trine said, so about that Spark 2 port on the Xbox One, will there be any new exclusive content or none?
No exclusive content. It is, by all intents and purposes, the same game. And just to, I don't know, commemorate, whatever, I'm going to be playing Spark 1 on the highest difficulty again.
Playing my own game for the
Yep.
1000th time.
It is the Spark game, and I'm gonna rely on Spectre to reading the messages.
Argic said, looking forward to seeing what you've got planned for Spark 3. Spark 2 was amazingly good fun. Dude, somebody said, woman, drink some water. Mood. Not so greedy said, will perk. He said perk, by the way. Will perk 1 be ported to consoles?
No, again, no. Spark 1 will most likely remain a PC game forever. It's hard to say what's in the far future, but no, most likely not. No, I wanted to delete progress. Fuck. Fucking up. Oh, I did. The fuck?
Matteo said, how was the process of making a Spark 2 a console game?
It was very hard. I'm not gonna deny it. So I'm not sure how much I can talk about, to be really honest, because I'm pretty sure there's some stuff that's on NDA, but making Spark 2 a console game was I think Spark 3 could have been a little bit more advanced in terms of content if I didn't have to make Spark 2 for consoles. Plus, I wanted Spark 3 to be announced when Spark 2 would have come to consoles. And the thing is that what is it? I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble talking. Sorry, but basically, it was supposed to be Spark 3 was supposed to be announced far earlier. It was ready for announcement far earlier than whenever it came out, and because making Spark 2 for consoles was actually quite challenging. It's not as easy as it seems. You have to read through a lot of documentation, a lot of documents that are not made for Unity, for example. And you have to just kind of figure out how to implement things. There's some documentation relating to the Xbox One and Unity, but it's not gonna teach you how to save data on the Xbox One, for example. And Spark Save System always used player prefs, which, oh my god, look at this thing. It's above the ground. I missed it. But anyways, it uses player prefs, which are not supported on the Xbox One. They are kind of supported, but you can't really. You can't pass certification with that. Microsoft won't let you get the game out just by using player prefs as save. So you need to implement Microsoft's way of saving, which means I had to do a whole system to convert Spark to save data into another format. In this case, it was JSON, which is another way of saving data. And so the data gets saved to the Xbox, to the cloud, by using this. I think this is on their public page. It's connected storage. You have to use that one. But I struggled because I wanted to use another one, but it didn't do the right thing, and it was a little weird, and it didn't quite work out. But then I used connected storage, and all worked out. And but to do that, it took me enough time. Plus, optimizing the game for the Xbox One S specifically was really challenging. For the Xbox One X, I don't think I had much problems. It runs pretty well on the X, but getting 60 FPS on the S was a major challenge. If you actually play the game on the S, you should not expect 60 FPS all the time. You should expect frame drops. Because the games... I mean, I still remember when I was early in development of Spark 2, someone made a tweet or said something somewhere like, just add a shit ton of enemies. Add a shit ton of enemies to the stage. Kind of like how I did in Spark 1. And I think, it will make the game a little cooler. To have a lot of enemies everywhere. But as it turns out, consoles just... It's too much. It's too much stuff. It's too much stuff that has to be rendered. And in a computer, it's different because everyone has different hardware, and not everyone's going to expect their games to run at 60. Plus, you get to change the graphics settings. But on consoles, that's not the same. Yes, I guess I could add the graphics options in a console game, but that's not really how console games usually go. You usually want like a fixed experience that's probably the best that the developer could offer. So I tried my best to do that. For Spark 2 specifically, I even have to do like a little enemy limit. So there's only so many enemies that spawn on screen at the same time. But as long as you kill one enemy, another one will spawn. So it's still the same amount of enemies, there's just a limit to them. But it won't really change the gameplay all that much. I don't think it even changed the gameplay at all. Like, I actually don't think it even changed at all, because I think it put the limit quite high. So it's not really the case. But it was just the optimization process. It wasn't easy. But I mean, code-wise, the Xbox version is going to have some differences, but it is overall pretty much the same game. It doesn't have anything new to it. That's mostly it.
That's a long answer.
That is a long answer. It was just a really hard porting process. But also, like, when it comes to like porting to the PS4, for example, I'm thinking of giving a pass on that one, because I'm going to, if I were to port Spark 2 on the PS4, that's a lot of documentation I need to read up on again, just like before, and having to test out the game, getting it to work on the PS4 and the PS4 Pro, and all of that. And let me just give the example of another game. I've seen this game called Elite Dangerous. I played it for a little bit, but it's out on pretty much every console now, I think, except for the Switch. I think one of the reasons why, because the development of the game has been pretty slow. People have been asking for new content all the time, and it seems pretty slow to arrive. I can kind of see now why. Because if you want to make a game multi-platform like that, you have to test it on every platform. And some shaders will break, and you have to change the shaders so it'll work on the new platform and on PC. And a lot of things will break and have to be changed and have to be altered and tested in every platform. And I can see that actually developing for all platforms, it is a pain in the butt. So I think from now on I will be selective with what consoles I choose to put my games on. And it will probably likely be just one. I went with the Xbox because they were the only ones that really allowed me. I was going to pitch in to try to get it in the PS4, but sadly I think at the time they weren't accepting applications. Like, not applications, but like requests, I think. I don't know exactly, but I think they're like program for indie support and things like that just wasn't really available. So I was just like, okay, I'll just do it at Microsoft, and they accepted, and then I did it. So yeah, don't be too hyped about having my games on consoles. Don't brace for them. I will try my best, but it's not something that we can always expect. Back?
Hold on.
Am I playing Sparks Challenge in hard mode? Isn't the thing supposed to be bigger? Oh, never mind. I'm not playing Sparks Challenge in hard mode. Everything okay, Spec?
My mom came in. Give me a moment.
Okay, guys, give her a moment. I'll try to read the questions in my own time. What are the forms confirmed? So, I listed on. I've listed on the press kit comment regarding the powers, but so far there are no other Jester powers in Spark 3, but there are plans for Jester powers in Spark 3. I don't know when I'm going to start developing them, but they're definitely plans. And they're gonna work a little bit differently. They're not gonna be collectibles in the game world anymore. The game's going to have a shop where you can buy moves and you can buy things for Spark to make him a little better. You can get like new attacks. You should be able to get new special powers. The D-pad now is for special little powers. There's one in the game or in the trailer where you can see Spark doing a big dash forward, like a boost, and that one is one of the D-pad powers. Which, I mean, it kind of sucks to just use the D-pad all the time because you kind of have to do a claw grip to be able to use the D-pad. So there's shortcuts to the D-pad now. Kind of how, like, you know how you can hold L2 or I think LT, and you can do special attacks using that. With Spark, with Spark 3, you will be able to do those by just holding RT and pressing some of the face buttons.
Okay, she left.
And there you are.
Give me a moment to find where I was. Somebody asked, what gave you the idea for the leather jacket?
This is a little complicated, right? Because at the beginning, when I was still conceptualizing Spark 3, and I'm gonna talk about Choco spec.
Yeah. Do you have the design on hand, like the
I
design
might have
image,
it.
so you can?
I'll share
So
it
you can
some
show
point.
them.
I'll share it at some point. Not
I
right now,
think you
though.
should. I really think you should share it on screen so
Share
you
with
can
the
see where
class.
Spark 3 was gonna be.
Could have been, but
Yeah. What?
basically at the beginning, I was conceptualizing ideas for Spark 3, and I had the idea of making Spark 3 not a game about Spark, but a customizable for me. You could change and make it your own. But at first, the idea was to make it about a character called Choco, which was a chocolate-colored Spark.
No, she wasn't chocolate colored. She was yellow.
No, she wasn't yellow. Spark was yellow.
She was
yellow.
brown.
Brown.
She was not brown. I'll look for the image right now, and I will pull it out. She was yellow. She had a brown leather jacket. She had red shoes.
Wait, she
had
wasn't brown?
eyelashes.
She
was
wasn't
never
yellow.
brown.
There's no way she was yellow.
She
Spark
was
is yellow. I
yellow.
wouldn't have made her the same color as Spark.
All right, let me find the Choco image.
Okay. But, and then the idea came, oh, what if you're able to customize her? Just make her whatever you want. And, but eventually it started off with Spark. It started off with an image of Spark. And then I changed it to Choco, and I was like, you know what? No, this isn't a good idea. So I moved back to Spark. Ooh, oh fuck.
She was.
Just give me the image and I'll put it on stream.
Oh, I have to find it first. I don't know where it's at.
I don't even know what it's at either, actually.
I don't think I have it downloaded. It's probably in our DMs.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, that was an idea. She's still trying to find it.
She's literally just Spark but a girl.
Pretty
honestly.
much, yeah. It's always a good idea to make your main character of a game a girl, because people like to draw your characters.
Shut the fuck
and
up.
it pretty much becomes free advertisement at that point.
Shut up, Blake. Let's see. Somebody asked, Lame Drago said, Blake, can you please do the Astro voice again?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Like, how long are you planning on making the game?
I've already talked about it in the press kit, but the game should be it's gonna have less stages than Spark 2, but it'll have a lot of side content. What the fuck? What the fuck is this? That's weird. Wait, is it, they have the super farm unlocked? Oh, that's why. It's bug. So Spark 3 is gonna have more content than Spark 2 in general, because it's gonna have a lot of side stages, and those side stages will be important. They won't just be there for no reason. And yeah, it would just end up having more content in general. But you would have less stages. I'm just gonna make better use of resources instead of making like, I don't know, like 15 stages. I'll make less stages, but there'll be more content in those stages. They're also longer too. Even Terminal Villa is already a massive stage. And there will be reasons to explore now. I have you might see in some screenshots, there's like medals around the stage that you can collect.
The K's Blade asked, in addition to the technical process of getting approved on the Xbox One, was there content/rating/other approvals that had to happen, or did that all get grandfathered in from Steam's approval?
With Microsoft, I think there was a... I'm not sure what I can talk about, because I certainly did not submit my game to the ESRB. I don't recall doing that, but Microsoft has a system on their website that is able to determine, you have to answer certain questions and whatnot, and it determines an age rating. And I think that's just how it's done. I'm not sure, but like, I'm pretty sure the SRB charges quite a bit. I've looked into it a while back. I can't really confirm, but pretty sure it charges quite a bit, so. Like, no, I didn't have to do that, thankfully. But I'm sure I had to do it otherwise. I did, however, have to set up a company, and you know, like I had to set up Separate Games as an actual company, get the games copyrighted and stuff like that. Now getting the games copyrighted wasn't necessary, it didn't seem, but I did it anyways. I used to have to pay for it still. It's not cheap. But yeah.
So this is another question. Is Spark 1 on console? If not, will you add it on console?
No.
Yeah, you should answer.
No. Again, Spark 1 probably will never be coming out on consoles. I hope to God that I can keep that game alive on PC for as much as I can, but consoles, it's no. If I can't put it on consoles, I would, but I don't think it's possible. Unless ClickTeam comes out with their own service for console support. Which I hope they do, but I don't think it'll work. The current guy who does it is pretty expensive about it, so I don't think it's going to fly.
Space Ace asked, "Hey Lake, is Spark 3 going to have any new or returning copy abilities?"
Yeah, I've already answered this one. I guess you're not here for it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I talked about it.
Feels bad, never mind.
Yeah.
Let's see. More questions. Hey Lake, is Spark and Fart going to be playable in the third game?
I'm gonna leave that as a mystery.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Okay. Bashi asks, sorry if it's been asked before, Lake, but who are the composers for Spark 3?
Currently, there's music in the game that's been composed by Paul Bedders and Woofle. The song
Also
you guys heard in the
Layla
beginning
Wilson?
of the stream. Yep.
Yeah.
The song you guys heard in the beginning of the stream, it is a song she did for the game.
Woofle composes music for... She composed music for Freedom Planet, by the way. For those who aren't familiar.
It does seem like the traditional music team will not return, which might seem like a bummer to you guys, but they have
Well, I mean,
followed
you don't
their
know
own...
that yet.
They might, but we'll see.
Yeah,
I can't promise anything because they have followed their own paths, and They're just really busy with other stuff. I mean, they did a whole game on their own now, so it's not up to me. I mean, it is kind of up to me, but it's a business.
Yeah. Let's see. DJ Master Builder asks, is Spark 3 Spark Jester games for E plus 10, T, or M?
I don't remember. It's a very different age rating for a different place. I looked into like Germany, and it was like 16 for Germany, but like E for everyone in America. I was like, wait, what? And I don't think it is a E for everyone in America. I don't remember. I think if you guys check the Xbox page, it'll list whatever age rating it is. It's different for every nation, so I can't really say that much about it.
Cyanide asks, hey, I love the Spark series. 1 and 2 are so much fun to blast through with all the awesome music too. But the story was weak in 2. Will the plot be more like the first one or even better?
I'm not commenting on the plot. The plot is different.
Yeah, don't comment on the plot.
It would not be like the first game.
Stunt Race FX sequel when?
I don't have the IP. That's not my IP.
Dude, Peeper? Oh my god, Peeper in the chat. Hi, bestie. But anyways, he asked, will there be... Peeper asked, will there be cursing in Spark 3?
No, it will not have cursing. I wish.
The most you should put in Spark 3 is like, damn. Or be like, frick.
Frick!
Do that. Frick.
Damn is a swear word, though.
Is it really? It's
I think
considered
so.
a swear word?
Should be.
Let's see. Cursing is for immature.
It's for immature.
So did you give Spark a jacket so he wouldn't be a nudist anymore? Lol.
I gave him a jacket because, first of all, the concept, I drew him first with a jacket just to try to vary things up a little bit. And as it turned out, for the 3D model, the jacket balanced his design quite a bit. So I quite liked it, and I kept it.
Cutting Edge said, how good a PC would I need to run Spark 2? I really want to play it, but my PC was pretty laggy playing your racing game, so I'm worried that it can't handle it.
If your PC is on par with an Xbox One S, it should be able to run Spark 2.
Which means?
You gotta look the specs on your own. It's complicated. The world of PC specs, it's really complicated, but you need at least let's say a 3 gigahertz CPU with a like GTX 960 at least. The whole game was developed on an Intel Core i5 with a GTX 960, which are very old GPUs and CPU. So it's not an up-to-date GPU. It's GPU and CPU at all. I work on old hardware.
Isaac Argument? I don't know. Questions. Can we ask more general game dev related questions?
Sure.
That you probably have experience with and such, or would you rather them be more Spark focused?
Ask whatever you want.
The gibberish rapping dog asked, do you ever think you're going to make another 2D Spark game?
I don't think I'll be making it to this Spark game. There's a lot of 2D pixel art games out there. There are so many. The market is incredibly saturated, and I should not expect to make a lot of money if I keep trying to make a Spark 2 game. A Spark 2D game.
Spark 2 game. Spark 2 2. Somebody asks, is Hedge Camp 2021 going to happen, or are you going to be too swamped with Spark 3?
Hedge Camp won't be happening anymore. Spectre came
No
up with a
comment.
very decent idea, and we're going to be doing something else, something funner.
Funner.
Mm-hmm. Fuck. Oh, I don't know what. How did this glitch even happen? Thank God it only happens after you unlock fucking everything. Yeah,
So yes, what's next after Spark 3?
there are plans. It's not new Spark though. Ooh, ow.
Invalid Blue asks, are there going to be other collectibles if powers aren't going to be found in the world?
Collectibles are the powers you can collect. I mean, this is the current idea so far, is that you're gonna have to collect fragments, and then after collecting those fragments, the powers will be available to be purchased in the shop, and then you can purchase individual upgrades for every power. That's the plan so far, anyways.
Invalid Blue asks, Lake, do you like cheeseburgers? Smiley face.
Yes, I do.
A little too much.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Then Sister asks, so how are the grind rails in Spark 3? You know, physics, all that.
Their mechanics have not been fully developed yet, actually. They work pretty reasonably well. I mostly focused just on getting them to be good and a reliable mechanic where it's hard, because you can't Jester dash towards rails. You can't do that. You have to actually manually land on them. So I had to make that an easy and painless process. So doing all the optimizations and all the coding to do that was actually kind of hard. I mean, one thing that you might want to do is that, if the player is just off from the rail by a specific margin, you want to snap them to the rail regardless, because they probably intended to land on the rail. Sure, now you gotta find what's that distance and how to do that. But what if the player jumps from under the rail and didn't actually meant to land on the rail, but to land on a platform that's near the rail? If this system is in place, it's just going to land the player on the rail. So I have to do a whole another thing for that, so it won't actually land the player on the rail, but let them pass through the rail to get on the platform. So the system has to work with the idea that you have to be falling to get on the rail, and a lot more other stuff. There's a lot that had to go into it to get it to be what it is, and also the way the animations work with the rail and everything to make it look satisfying, and also to make it so, like, taking damage on the rail. What would happen if you took damage on the rail? Would you fall from the rail? No, there's a specific animation for taking damage on the rail and things like that. You can't attack on rails, but you can just jump whenever you want and everything. I focus on doing that, but I do want to add more mechanics to them. I'm not sure if balancing yourself on the rails is going to be fully a thing, and it's still mostly in the conceptual phase, but the rails are yet to be fully developed. They are pretty much fully functional and fully working, but they need a little bit more time on the oven. And I'm going to give that time to them.
In the oven.
Yes.
Arcania asks, will Spark 3 have Romolo?
No.
But why? Why not?
Romolo's not in Spark 3.
Wow. Okay. Let's see. Will there be any other playable characters in Spark 3?
We'll see about that.
What made you decide to continue the Spark series instead of starting a new one?
Because it already has an established fandom. Thought it'd be a waste to abandon it. You know, it already has a lot of stuff built into it. Plus, I'll have the engine for Spark 2 as well. Why would I not want to just reuse the same engine and make a new game on top of it that could be even better and more polished? You know, sequels to games tended to be better than the original, and that's because you can just polish an existing content, and I might as well, you know? Yeah.
Forever Tune asks, how far into production is Spark 3?
It's about 3 levels in. There are several side stages already built into the game. It is certainly not 50%. if that's what you're wondering. It is nowhere near complete. And you should not expect to see the game until 2 years from now. It will not be out soon. So I'll be upfront about that.
Let's see. Will you ever make a Spark skateboarding game?
It'd be cool,
You
but
should.
no.
You should make a Spark racing game. I want to see that.
That'll be funner.
Funner. Somebody said, Vein Pain asked, why a Jester?
Complicated question.
How is that complicated? What made you decide it? Well, actually, no. Yeah, what
It's
made you
because
decide it?
there's a Jester power in Kirby, right? I really like that Jester power. It has a Jester hat for no reason. It is electric, so I took that idea and made a character out of it. It's not a rip-off of Kirby.
You said it
it's
was
just-
complicated.
Yeah, but that's the complicated part. Because that's it. There's no answer why a Jester. Because if you actually look
'Cause
at
you like-
Kirby, if you look at Kirby and you ask the Kirby guys like, why a Jester? They'll be like,
I mean, it
No
has
one
some
knows.
appeal to it.
I think it looks cute. I think it looks nice. I like the hat. And I liked putting it on Spark. I thought it was a good idea. He does exist without the hat though, but the hat is a crucial part.
Game Bro Show asked, hey guys, what should I draw? Spark. You should draw a lot of Spark content. That's what you should draw. Because you're very good at it, by the way.
We're getting better.
Spark the Electric Jester is a game made by fans? Question mark?
No.
Fans of what?
Fans of what? Fans of what? The fuck?
Yes.
Am I close enough to the mic, guys? Is my audio like bad? I wonder. Because I'm not
Sounds
talking very
fine.
loud. I feel a little out of energy, to be honest. Because I had a lot to do the last couple of days.
Snowplace asks, Spark will have multiplayer? Question mark?
No, it will not have multiplayer.
Okay, let me scroll to the bottom. If a person made a Spark fan game, would you allow it?
Oh, sure. It's just a little non-profit fan game for learning purposes. That's perfectly fine.
Does Spark eat food like humans, or does he eat something else?
Yeah, probably food like humans.
Type of food? Does he eat burgers?
Probably.
Jetty asks, hello, quick question. Will Spark 3 also be available on console?
It will be available on PC first, then we'll see about consoles. Since the game is gonna happen so late into consoles, don't expect it for the current generation of consoles, expect it for the next one.
Question, what if EJ returned?
AJ will not return.
But what if?
I don't know. I don't know how he will return.
What if he did, though?
I don't know. I don't know what I'll do.
You just make him the punching bag again, or would he actually, like, not be the punching bag this time?
I don't know. I have not thought about
But
it.
he's your character, you should know.
No. I should think about it and come up with something good instead of coming up with something on the spot.
Bruh. Game Bro said, show Yan's world real quick.
No, this is not the string for Yen's World.
Yeah, go support Jan's World, okay?
There's a Kickstarter right now by a guy, mostly Spectra knows. I don't really talk to him that much. I would just see him around. He's doing a game called The Ends World. It's on Kickstarter right now. Started recently. There's a demo. It's on Sage, and you guys can go play.
Go support it. Reach the goal, please. Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Let's see. Arcane asks, I got a question. Do you think we will be able to downpatch Spark 1 again? I've lately tried, but it didn't work.
Wait, what do you mean? Just read it again.
Arcania said, I got a question. Do you think we will be able to downpatch Spark 1 again? I've lately tried it, but didn't work.
Oh, maybe I should just make the older patch available. Maybe. I'll go into the Steam settings whenever I can, and I'll try to make it available, and I'll put an update on Steam if I do that. Because I think I'm able to just make older versions in a beta branch, just like what I did with Spark 2, but I haven't done it. I need to go look into it and do it. It's because I never really wanted anyone to go back and play the previous version. I think, Cave, you like it because of the super static glitch, but I patched it specifically because the controller support for D input, it was just fucking everything up. It was just making the game run slow for some people, and it just did not work for some people. And it went away on its own for some reason, but I just ended up removing it. And like a lot of games are kind of like this, where they only support X input. So it's not a thing that would be unique to Spark. So I wasn't really worried about that, but oh god damn it.
Ruby Rogers asks, why didn't you give Spark pants?
No, he don't wear pants. It's not comfy. You don't like it.
Okay. Can you make cursing behind a cheat code in the title screen?
What?
I don't know. Can you make cursing behind a cheat code in the title screen?
No,
I
don't
think
know.
they might make a version with cursing behind with a cheat code.
Oh, for cursing. No, I shouldn't do that. If cursing is enabled via cheat code, I would have to change the game's rating. It's not something I should do. It's irresponsible. We'll have to do cursing though. God damn it! I fucking killed him and died.
Who will be the antagonist this time?
That's a secret. There are hints though.
Will Flint return?
No.
What do you mean?
No, he's not back.
Right.
No, he's not back.
Let's see. Will Spark 3 have multiple story parts like in the first game?
Story paths? No, it hasn't. It has only one story path.
Like, I don't know what that question meant. Never mind, actually.
Yeah, no.
Why did you announce it so early?
Early?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's early.
Yeah, it's pretty late on the terms of announcement. Like Spark 2 was announced like literally when I had like 2 little stages completed, and they looked the same too.
The really epic boy asks, how are the side quests gonna work? What kind of missions are there gonna be?
They're not side quests. They're just full-on side stages. They're new stages. I can only comment on 2 of them, which are the ones that are actually in the game now. Because I can't comment on new stuff, but it's new stuff, and like things could always change. So I won't. I will comment on what's already in there, and what's already in there is one of the side stages is just a stage, just a lot more focused. I mean, the main stages have multiple paths and things like that, but the side stage only has one path, and it's all about a very specific challenge. Now, there's another side stage that is pretty much like a score medal, but as a stage. So you kind of go through this stage as if you're collecting a score medal, and the whole point of the stage is to get score. So it's like an open world, or more like an open like area that you can go through and collect score, get score, kill enemies, destroy the environment and stuff like that. And you can. The environment's a lot more destructible now. But yeah, oh fuck, getting fucked by this guy.
Phantom Fear asks, what is the main selling point of Spark 3 over Spark 2? Sorry if it's already been asked, I just joined.
It's hard for me to comment on the selling point. I kind of feel like the selling point, like, yeah, I am the one that's supposed to tell people the selling point, but it's like, I still feel like the selling point is something that you guys get to decide on. Like, what is cool about my game? No, it's not me that gets to decide, it's you guys. But the selling point is very much the same as Spark 2. It's a polished version of that. It's a cool action platformer with some neat high-speed mechanics. And I would say the combat is probably a lot better now. I've done quite a lot of changes to it. It's a lot more fluid, and you can combo enemies now, combo them into the air. I showed a little snippet of it in the trailer. And it's one of the reasons why you can unlock new moves, is because they expand on the combat. God damn it. I was just kicking my fucking ass.
Somebody else just wondering which version of Unity are you using to develop Spark 3? Are you still using Unity 2018 like the Spark 2?
No, I've moved on to 2020. It broke a couple things, and some things on it are still a little broken. I still kind of prefer the older version, but still, I'm using it. I'm using the newer version now. I had to, because for Spark 2 I had to upgrade it to a newer version of Unity, which didn't change the game in many ways, but it certainly broke the physics. So there had to be a couple of changes done to make the physics work with the newer version of Unity. I think the newer version of Unity actually has worse physics than the previous. Like, not even joking. It's just inferior. I don't know. So I upgraded to a worse version, I feel like. I don't know. There's something about the way the physics worked in 2018 that just certain things just worked, or 2017, but I think it was in 2019 all of a sudden the physics started getting weird.
Salvo asks, have you considered localizing the game into different languages if there's people willing to help?
No. I don't really want to do localization. I think people are better off playing the game in English and learning English. And that may seem a little weird for me to say that, but it's just like, just play in English. You learn English. Like, the more exposure you have to English, the better. Plus, it makes sure that the game uses one universal language that everyone can play by and comment on. Just have it be in English. That's just the thing. Like, the English is not my first language. I could have easily made the game in another one, but I'm not gonna do that. It's what I say. I think English is the lingua franca of the internet.
I offered to help with Spanish localization, but you didn't want to.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not just not wanting to. There's like other things to take into account.
Mm-hmm. I have to like recode certain parts of the game to account for localization, because the game was not developed with it in mind. Like, there has to be places, especially in the cutscenes and text, where there's gotta be like a script there telling the game to read the English text instead of read the Spanish text instead of the English text.
Mitron asks, how is the combat? Is there a parry? Is there a dodge?
The dodge is just a dash, but it does feature a parry. The parry is different now. You can't just mash it. Now, if you parry, Spark will stand still, much like how Fark parried in Spark 1. But unlike in Spark 1, you can hold the parry as much as you want. So as long as you're facing the enemy, because this time you actually do have to face the enemy. As long as you're facing the enemy, you should be able to just block any attack. It won't be a perfect parry. You're still incentivized to get perfect parries to raise your energy bar, which now you use the energy bar to make attacks. It will not deplete on its own. It will just stay there. And those attacks will deal quite a lot of damage. Some of them also buffs and things like that. But yeah, you need that. And you also need to raise your combo bar. And you raise your combo bar by doing different attacks, different types of attacks, and varying them up. You're supposed to like try to juggle enemies. You're supposed to try to get them with different attacks in different ways, and this time try attacking them from the air, and things like that. And by doing that, you raise your combo bar. And if you keep just using the same attack over and over again, the combo bar will start to not fill up anymore. And when it gets like that, you have to start using new attacks. You start losing your attack multiplier. You would just deal more damage when the combo bar is high. So yeah, you're supposed to keep that one up, and you don't really lose it if you get attacked. I think you just lose time. So your combo bar goes down by a little bit, but it doesn't go down by itself when you get hit. And I'm not sure if parrying actually does increase it. It might increase it a little bit. But it increases more the energy bar. You get more energy by parrying than combo.
The really epic boy asked again, who animated the cutscenes in Spark 1? Was it you?
Yeah. I did pretty much everything. Except for the music.
Yeah. Lake, how do you make a good camera? Mine keeps clipping through walls.
Oh, the camera is it's a really big script. It's hard. It's not easy. Clipping through all specifically, you gotta do a little raycast from the camera to the player, to the center, or to the camera center, to the center where it's orbiting, to the where the camera actually is, and just check if it's colliding with anything. And if it is, then you set the camera's distance from the player to the raycast distance, to whatever it hit. There's a lot more going on to it. Raycasting in Unity is weird. It's just complicated. I mean, you can certainly do it, and it's not that bad, but it's just hard to call it and to get information back from it. It's just weird. I don't know how to put it.
Mr. asked, this was probably asked, but will the rail grinding have balancing like SA2 or the speed up things from Sonic Heroes?
Maybe both? I'm not sure. We'll see. It's still in the conceptual phase. I'm thinking about it.
Lame Drago asks, does the red turtle robot and thing in the trailer have a name?
Yes, his name is Salman.
God damn it.
She doesn't like it.
I think you should tell him why he's called Sawman.
It's called Salman because it's another robot in the line of Callmans.
Which is from Spark 1, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He should have been put back in Spark 3.
No.
Let's see. How was your experience with your past projects before Spark Jester was made?
My God, which one? This is a big question.
For your past projects before Spark, I'm thinking they're referring to fan games?
I don't know. It was an experience. I made them. That's my answer. I'll move on.
Jesus. Okay, let's see. Any chance of throwback levels being in Spark 3?
They won't be on Spark 3 now. I want these stages for Spark 3.
Somebody's asking, will Float be in Spark 3?
No, Float was not on Spark 3.
Sadly. Is it spelled saw and then dash man?
Yeah, Sawman.
Sawman. Why did you announce Spark 3 when it's gonna be 2 years before it's out?
The game's announced so 5 years before they're out. So what? I kind of like people to know what I'm doing before they think I'm lazing around. Like I am doing something.
It's so he doesn't like keep his social media so quiet.
Yeah, it was like super quiet right up until now. I had nothing to update anyone about, like nothing to give people. It's one of the reasons why I closed down the Patreon. I just have nothing to give to people. I'm supposed to keep it all secret. I might as well just announce it. It's more than ready to be announced.
Spray paint animations asked, would you say there are limitations with the Unity engine like Quick Team Fusion?
Oh yeah, obviously. All of them have their own limitations, but Unity is far less limited than Click Fusion, by far. Like, okay, so there's this game called Cities Skylines, that was made in Unity. What that game employs to make itself work the way it does is black magic to me, but that was done in Unity. Unity is fairly customizable if you know what you're doing. That's why there's so many add-ons. And I am using quite a bunch of them. Specifically, I'd recommend Rewired and Prefab Brush. Rewired is just a controller add-on that makes it much easier to integrate controllers. And Prefab Brush is just a brush for prefabs that you can use to paint them around. So to add trees and stuff like that, I didn't just place them manually. Ah, fuck. I placed them using Prefab Brush.
Pop Tevin asked, question, Lake, what? Oh, Lake, are Spark 2 and 3 inspirations of the Sonic Adventure games? Spark 2 felt like SA1, but the best parts about it gameplay-wise, and Spark 3 looks to be a great successor to that.
Well, they certainly have a lot of inspiration for those classic games. A lot of my games are inspired by a lot of classic games, so yeah, I suppose so.
Is it possible to let fans mod in localization?
Well, if you guys figure out a way to do so, maybe.
Lame Drago asks, will this stream be archived?
Yeah, this one, yeah. I tend to keep my Q&A streams.
Let's see.
How long have we been here for an hour already?
I think so.
Damn.
Game asks, which character would make for the perfect date?
I don't know, I want to let a fucking character, Jesus.
That would be Freyon. Okay, thanks.
Damn, horny.
Anyways, Mimic asks, will your Patreon be back for Spark 3?
I don't know. If I need the money, yes. Right now, I think I'm in a good spot. Still not the best spot. Obviously, more money could be helpful, but the thing about Patreon is that I just don't know what to give in return. I don't want to make a Patreon just being like, yeah, I have nothing to give in return. Because, to be honest, I force myself to give things back in return for Patreon. I don't want to. I just want to make my content and just be happy with it instead of having to feel a little forced to make updates and stuff like that, you know? I don't want to do that. I don't want to make a Patreon because of those reasons. Because I broke his AI. I'll take it. Tips and tricks.
Did Hedge Physics transition to Unity 2020 pretty seamlessly? On that note, how much has it evolved from the public version of the engine?
It's evolved enough. I would say, like, the core code is mostly the same. I don't think it has changed that much. It might have, but I'm not sure. I actually have no idea because I don't think people are using base hatch physics anymore. They all use the bumper engine now. But it's been changed enough. But it's more of been additions than changes now. Just porting hedge physics to Unity 2020. Yeah, that went fine. Is that any bullshit? Goddamn.
You made him.
I know. But like, just porting Unity to Unity 2020, it's it was just a one-click thing, you know. Most things didn't break, so it wasn't really a big deal. So yeah, no, I think it works.
Oh.
I don't know if base hedge
Hey,
physics work though. So yeah. Fuck.
Was coding Spark 1 easy for you?
No, none of them were easy to make.
How long did it take you to make each Sonic fan game?
How long did it take? I don't know, a year and a half. You can check that.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Arcanians, will Spark 3 have NPCs that you can talk to?
No, they're just background.
Background characters?
Yeah.
I mean, they look at you and Spark looks at them. It's something.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think he looks at them. I actually was really a little disappointed that he didn't, but because he's programmed to look at enemies and not them.
Bruh. Lake, I need to know what you are drinking.
It is Pepsi.
Are you drinking Pepsi right now?
Yeah, I bought some.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I wanted some energy for the stream.
Isaac asks, question, do you have any Unity tips for someone who's just started, like when it comes to the code or things to not do as beginners? Traps from your experience. I'm really behind the stream, by the way, sorry.
Maybe, let me think. One, don't be afraid to get extensions from the store. They are really good. They will help you quite a bunch. And do not be afraid to... No, okay. Let me see, what else can I say? Be mindful of whatever update loop you put your stuff into. Whenever an update, whatever addition or modification to a value you want to make progressively, like changing the player speed or changing anything, always use the appropriate delta time. You know, fixed for fixed, and just regular delta time for update. Always do that, because if you forget, all of a sudden if your game runs at a different frame rate or a different computer, everything will break. Try to learn your test your game at lower frame rates to see if everything still works, because that way you can see if everything actually breaks. Also, be mindful at whatever update loop you put your stuff into, because one thing that can happen with Spark 2 quite a bunch. Also, be mindful of the script execution order. It's an option in the menus, but you gotta be mindful of that, because in Spark 2 you might see this, and it still happens in Spark 3 to a degree. You can even see it in the trailer. I'm not sure why it's happening. It's a weird convoluted bug I've tried fixing for ages, but sometimes your camera will just follow the player in a weird and jittery fashion, and I don't know why it does that exactly. I assume it's because, you know, one runs at the fixed update loop and the other one runs at the what is the name of it, the late update loop. So I would imagine that, you know, that would be what's actually causing it, which probably is. But yeah, and like, you gotta be mindful whatever update loops you run your stuff on. Anything physics wise, of course, you run fixed. In fact, it might be okay to run most of your code in fixed, but if you want anything that's not really gameplay related and can just update at whenever a frame appears on screen, you can put it in update. So like UI stuff, absolutely put it on update. You don't really need it on fixed. But if you want something integral to gameplay, something you want to run at a fixed frame rate, like 60 FPS, you put it on fixed. I would just say that. Just be mindful of your update loops, because they're complicated.
Midnight Tea asks, how did you make such a good looking cell shader?
It's not really good looking. It's a cell shader. I hope it's good. You know?
It's a cell shader.
Oh my god, why did I have a bug?
King Lohit asks, what's it like having a game on consoles now? Does this mean we can expect more of your future games on consoles?
Yes, probably. Now that it is on console, the first one is on consoles, it would say, yeah, you can probably expect to see more of my future games on consoles, but I'm still mostly aiming for PC. I know PC is not the most profitable platform, but it's just that making the game for PC is just so much easier.
Gamer asks, can I harm the NPCs?
No, you can't.
I wish you could. That would be funny.
It would be funny. But you cannot.
You should make that a thing.
No. Evil.
It would be funny.
Evil.
Let's see, will there be an option to change the controls in Spark 3?
Maybe that option wasn't in Spark 2 because I think Rewired, the program that I'm using for control support, it does have an option to rebind the controls, and it does come with a prefab for that. But I decided not to touch it because it involves a lot of testing. Plus, I know that in Steam there's a way to remap everything. Not that I know, but I've heard that there is. And I know that in consoles, I think there is a way in the accessibility menus you can just rebind your keys if you want to. So I just put it in the back burner as not necessary if you're able to do it somewhere else. With Spark 1, there was a controller remapping menu. It was one of my biggest shames. I am ashamed of that thing because I don't think it works the way it's supposed to. I remember testing it out and being like, okay, it works, I'm gonna leave it that way, but then people tested it out with their controllers and it doesn't seem to be working. And Click Team Fusion just doesn't give me enough freedom to figure out how to do those. And like, I'm sure Strife must have done it for Freedom Planet, but Strife is I don't know how he manages to do the stuff he manages to do in Click Team Fusion. He's a genius at Click Team Fusion, and that is a very rare specimen. It's like the guy who made Baba Is You. Those people exist. I don't know how they work. I don't know how their mind works. They're different. They're better than you. And
don't say that. They're not. No, don't say that.
Some people just they're just so good at fusion.
It's not that they're better than you. It's that they know how to work with the program in such a way that's like.
Yeah, but like they know some tricks to it that I just don't.
Well, that's not for you to say that they're better than like you.
It's not like Click has any manuals and shit. It don't have any.
I don't know. Maybe they figured out how to work certain things that other people might not know about.
Maybe they were there in the early days of Fusion and learned the tips and tricks as it was. Because I know Strife was in the early days of Fusion. He was there. I certainly wasn't. I arrived pretty late to Fusion.
Did you?
Mm-hmm. Really, really late to Fusion.
Maybe you should get good. JK.
I'm doing my best.
I'm kidding. David asks, I remember you said in the last Q&A that you would have only one power in Spark 3 if you ever made it. But I see in the screenshots that Spark has multiple ones. Does this mean we'll see powers?
It doesn't.
Powers back?
Yeah, no, he does not have multiple ones. Those are not powers. Those are special moves. So yeah.
Somebody asked, Infinite Rotation asked, do you write all of the dialogue and story yourself, or does anyone else write it?
No, I write the dialogue. I've gotten people to proofread it and clean up some things for me in the past, and I've respectively credited them in the game's credits. But I ran all of it, and it's not very good. But yeah, I'll try doing my best.
Do my best. Let's see. How powerful is the light dash? So asks Mimic.
Yeah, it does have a light dash. I guess people picked up on it. It was fairly difficult to program. It's powerful enough to lead you off the stage and make you kill yourself. That's for sure. It's really hard to do because it's like you don't really know where the player wants to go. The code just says go to the nearest bit, as they're called in Spark, and that's all it does pretty much. So there's not much more to it. But there is more to it, of course. It adds to your current speed. So at every speed you're going, if you do a light dash, is that called just a light dash? There's another name for it in game. Kind of forgot actually. I think it's like magnetic Jester dash. I don't remember. It's another Jester dash variant. But it will just snap you to the bits, and if you're going fast and you go in a line of bits, it will make you go faster. That's the point of it.
Roadtron Red asks, the parkour in the announcement trailer looks interesting. Can you explain how it will be played out in Spark 3?
It's not parkour. It's just Spark can run on walls. And there's always some sort of parkour in the sense that you could always be able to wall jump and do all sorts of things. But basically the way the wall walk works is, or wall run, you just hold the dash button and it go to a wall, and it will do it automatically for you. You just gotta be on that wall, but it can't go in it forever. There's a limit to it. So I mean, you can't keep going on the wall forever as long as there's another wall beside you. But what you can't do is stay on the same wall forever. It will start falling eventually. And the wall walk does like speed up the faster you're going. So like if you're going faster, the wall walk will be faster. And it is definitely a very useful tool. God damn it.
Wall walk.
I'm so rusty on my own game.
Ropo Shippin asks, can you push the NPCs?
No. Pass through them.
You should push them. Jessica Fell asks, how old is Spark?
Probably in mid-20s.
Mid-20s. Certified Dork asks, very, very odd question, but what do you feel about peeps writing fanfics about your games? I've read and heard a lot of good writing from peeps in this fandom.
They can do it if they want to. None of my business.
I mean, yeah, it's a thing.
Ah, fuck. Is there fall damage? I saw Mimic asking because I looked at the chat. There is fall damage. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
It is interesting. There's more than fair warning about it, and you can cancel it if you have a dash on the back burner. But
Infinite.
Yeah.
Infinite Rotation said, it's weird hearing you talk about this stuff. You're just a normal dude, and that's rad. You make kick-ass games, so that's all that matters, bro. I agree. He's just a guy that does stuff.
I make video games, and you could too. Put your mind to it.
Yeah, you could do it. The Hero said, could you see Spark making future cameo appearances in other indie games?
I don't know. He already did in one. He's an indie pogo.
Pop Tevin said, silly question, what if there was a Fall Guys Spark like Jester custom? I know this most likely won't happen, but I figured it'd be kind of fun, a fun thing to bring up.
If the Fall Guys wants to implement a Spark costume, he can do it. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Dude, we talked about it a few days ago. Me and some other people were talking about it. Like, yeah, maybe we should do it because, like, I think the Fall Guys Twitter was what is it? They were holding this thing on their Twitter where they're like, come up with some designs for Fall Guys costumes or whatever the fuck, and we might consider them. And I know they put some monkey called Ape Milk or something like that because some dude kept tweeting. So maybe it could happen. You don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's still going on though. So, Mr. Two Emerald said, "Yo, have you heard any of these funny Civa Gunner rips of Spark?"
Yes, I have.
What's your thoughts on it?
No, I just have. That's it. That's all I get.
No thoughts, no comments.
No thoughts,
on it?
no comment.
No comment moment.
Did you guys know this guy's a 3D model? This guy's a 3D model. Enjoy it. The guy in Spark 2. No one noticed because he's just a silhouette, so you wouldn't notice.
Yeah, because you did some stuff.
Yeah. All forms of frown were 3D models.
Somebody asked, what do you do when you're out of ideas / have no motivation to work on your game?
You just do it anyways.
You play video games.
Oh, motivation is different than exhaustion, Spectra.
Bruh.
But it's like, if you have no motivation to do what you're doing, I mean, why are you demotivated? Just do it. Is this you kind of have to. You kind of have to think of it as a responsibility, you know? Like making Spark 3 is a responsibility of mine. I have to come up with ideas. And I have to find ways to come up with ideas. You can't just be defeated. You can't tell yourself, oh, I just don't have any ideas, so I'm not going to do anything. Instead of dwelling on that, do not accept that you're helpless. Do it. Just do it. I think they call this learned helplessness. It's when you learn to be helpless. Like, oh, I'm just helpless. I can't do it. No, just fucking get your ass there and do it. Like, you know where to get inspiration from. You know you got your inspiration. Go there. Look up shit. Start drawing stuff. Eventually you come up with something. And motivation, sometimes you just don't. And you gotta pull through. That's just how it is. It's life. You gotta take the responsibility. It's like, be responsible, man.
All right, I'm gonna say those same words when you have no motivation and you tell me this. Just do it.
But that's exactly what I do. I practice what I preach.
I know. I'm just fucking with you. Let's see. This is a very, very good question, like, and I really want you to pay attention, okay? Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
So, Lame Drago asks, I already know the answer to this question, but will there be Karana in Spark 3?
No.
Why?
She's not in Spark 3.
Why? What happened to Karana?
She's not in Spark 3.
No, let's see. What happened to Karana and her forest?
She's not dead. The forest is still there.
So she's just chilling in the forest.
She's just chilling in the forest.
But why? She could be having another adventure in Spark 3.
It's not an adventure.
She was protecting her forest, but maybe she's like, maybe Spark convinced her to start or have her own little adventure.
Why do you want to fuck with Karana? She's not in it.
I like her. You really should have expanded on her character. I wanted to know more about her.
Sure, I guess.
Besides just her like protecting her forest.
And I made her, partially why I made her a little stupid in Spark 3. What Spark 3? Spark 2? Spark 2. Spark 1 was, it was because you heard the door knocking, right? I'm just gonna talk in Portuguese. No.
No. Don't.
Sorry,
scream at
it
her.
sucks, but she doesn't know. It's my
You
mother.
didn't tell her.
I will tell her later that I couldn't. She will
You
be
should.
fine.
Yeah. Buy her a new phone after that. Okay,
I
it'll
fucking
be
bought
good
her a
after that.
phone. She's not even
Oh, you
grateful
did?
for it. I bought her a phone.
Okay,
She was
anyways.
pestering me for ages. I bought her a
Shh, be
phone.
quiet.
But no, I in a way made Karana dumb because I thought she was dumb. I thought she was a dumb idea. I thought a lot of the boss characters were a dumb idea in Spark 1. They just I didn't like how they turned out. I went to the game with more serious ideas and I wanted to make them serious characters. I didn't turn out to be that way. And I don't know. I guess in my comfort zone at the time I was just like, I'm embarrassed to make just a forced archer robot character. So no, she's just stupid.
I mean, she wasn't that. She didn't seem stupid to me.
Yeah, I suppose.
She was just a
People
little
liked
quirky.
it. Yeah.
She was
Just
quirky,
like-
not stupid.
Just like every I mean this is a thing from the beginning. Seem the guy from the guy that's he's the boss at what's the stage? Caria he's just supposed to be an advertisement robot. But that was from the beginning. He was they were everything in Spark 1 was kind of supposed to be like a marketable product, including like Jester and everything. Those were products that Spark somehow weaponized to defeat robots. And yeah.
Dude, so I'm still looking for the Choco reference sheet, and I found some misfortune art you did, and I forgot. I might just put that as my profile picture. But that's besides the point. Tai Dama asks, can Spark have customizable outfits, or he stays with the same coat until the end of the game?
The idea was for you to be able to have different jackets that would have certain properties. But that would conflict in a way with Jester powers. Because now that I have the idea to make Jester powers, I want the jacket to change as well. Because that would be a little interesting design choice. So like if you have let's say you have an edgy Jester. He would have a leather jacket, obviously. You know? It would be something like that. And it'd be just fun to just be able to play around with the design like that. But then again, I wouldn't be able to make a custom jacket. So Spark probably won't have custom jackets now.
I Flicky the person asks, do you ever have trouble getting hold of composers?
Getting a hold, no. Having enough money, yes.
What is it? Where is Spark? Where is Spark in Spark 3? Will we be able to use him? Maybe even EJ? Ooh.
Not EJ. Sadly.
What was your thought process behind adding the extra modes in Spark 1 and how each one works?
The extra modes in Spark 1? They were kind of an afterthought. They were, I have to admit that, but they were a more, like, it's a thought out afterthought. It's kind of like, imagine like a game mod that is like done after unlike a mod, but like a ROM hack that's released after the game is released, or like after the game's done and ready and published, but it's reasonably thought out and actually there's some thought into it and it's a neat little way to play the game again. Like, I sort of planned to make Fark playable from the beginning in Spark 1, so making a story mode for him wasn't really all that hard, and I could just include a little extra paths in the level, some extra enemies that only spawn if Fark is in there, so I just went through every stage and added Fark stuff, and then I realized I could add his bosses and stuff like that. But then I realized, well, could I have a harder difficulty mode, this time with Spark, and then I made Spark's Challenge, which is just Fark's mode, but with Spark now. And, but to do that, you know, Fark's mode requires the parry. That is a fundamental thing about Fark. So what I do about Spark, well, what if you dash at the right moment, you can parry? I was like, oh shit, that's a great idea, and I put it in there, and now I have Fark mode as Spark. And then there's Wishes mode on top of that, if you want to leave that on, which I do. I highly recommend people do to play those difficulty modes. Some people don't, but it makes the game so much easier. For because like you can set up your strategies, you know, if you're having problems with a boss fight, you can just change your powers and try again. That makes them so much bearable, because you're not just playing the same thing over and over again. It's like choosing a new character. So someone asked if Fark is still in the game. No, he's not in the game's code. He has been replaced by Spark.
Somebody asked if you've played No Straight Roads.
I have not. I have a lot of games to play.
So little time.
Yes, pretty much. I think most people who deep into working on games and working in general get like this. There's a lot of stuff to play. A lot of stuff I need to replay. I've been trying to replay the Mega Man Zero games because of the collection, just for sake of inspiration. Also, look at this. This game is clearly not even running at 60 FPS, but you look at the top corner, it's saying 60 FPS. And this has always been a weird thing with Click Team Fusion, where for some reason on Windows 10 machines, your game just won't run at 60. It will run near 60, but it won't run at 60. I'm not sure if it's a VSync issue, but whatever software I use that will show me the FPS will display 60, even though it's not really 60. So I don't know. Maybe Spark 1 could have been optimized better. I don't know. It's just so weird. I can't even diagnose it. I can't know if the game's actually not running at 60, because it might be, for all I know, it's issue deep into Fusion. I don't know. Anyways, back next question.
What's your favorite character / form designs in the two games?
In the two games?
I'm assuming Spark 1 and 2.
I like how the biker Jester looks, but he was a little nerfed from his original purpose, sadly. It's still a reasonably good power. He's just it's like originally he used to be a bike, just a bike, and you played as the bike and you attacked with the bike. But the problem was that he was just faster than the main Fark, and pretty much that would just be the way to play the game. People would just not use anything else, much like some people just use the board in Spark 1. And I thought to myself, this is a bad idea, but I don't want to scrap this power. I like how he looks. So I decided to make a original moveset for him that did incorporate the bike in some way. But yeah, I think the biker Jester would have been more suited for Spark 1 than Spark 2, to be honest. He could potentially show up in a newer game, but I'm not sure.
Ooh, Infinite Rotation asks, how do your parents feel about your reasonable success in game development?
I don't know.
I mean,
I think they like it, but I don't want to speak for them because I don't really ask them about it, you know. But they are glad. They are benefiting from the money I've earned. You know, they gotta be glad. Okay, my dad sold his motorcycle because he's like, well, you have a car now, I can just use your car. And I'm
yeah.
like, God damn it. It's like, yeah, of course, Dad, go ahead, pocket all that money.
They're alright with you doing this, I guess. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I do make money. It's enough, especially in the third world nation. Because it's like, I'm not rich, per se. I'm not really rich at all, actually. If I lived in the United States, I would actually earn less than most people. And I was talking to a friend of ours recently, and like, he has a job, and per month he just makes more than I do. So it's a thing. By having a regular job, you can have more money than me. But then again, my income is very variable, so some months I will make quite a lot of money, some months I won't make anything at all. Like there's months where I've made like $200, and for some people that's not enough to pay rent. So that's how it be. But I make it work. I save up money, which is one of the reasons why money is a problem for me, because I always have to keep a lot saved up. Because the problem with my future is that I could have a series of 10 months or so where my games just don't sell. I mean, what if my games end up getting pulled from Steam for whatever reason? What if Steam goes bankrupt? You know, like...
I don't think that would happen.
It wouldn't happen. It wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
But having it removed from Steam is far more likely if Steam decides to like cleanse their platform or something like that. It is their decision whether my game gets to stay or not. They could be like, okay, there's a lot of shitty games on Steam, people are whining about it, let's remove it. There have been a lot of whining about shitty games on Steam for a very long time, and maybe my games just don't meet the standards. I don't know. I don't know. It really is up to Valve. Or maybe they get placed in the Steam Indie section. There's now a different section made for games, and there's the more premium for the publishers and whatnot, but there's the section for the little guys, and it just doesn't get as much. It just doesn't get as much publicity or something like that. Like anything could happen. I just like to always be prepared for the worst. I don't like to be unprepared. So yeah.
No comment on that. Anyway.
I don't know.
Ethan Smith said, if Spark has a jacket, will he get a motorbike?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
That would be cool.
He might be getting a car.
Yeah. Oh my god, please. Not a car.
A Renault Turbo? You know that one? Maybe that one?
Also, Lame Drago.
I'm kidding.
Lame Drago really wants Karana back. They're like, I want to see her become a better character. Like, please, if it's not too late. I agree. It's not too late.
Save it up for Spark 4.
Characters. Don't even start. It's not even confirmed. Don't believe him, guys. There's no Spark 4. He's just fucking with you guys. Don't believe him.
Yeah, I am.
We want her back. I'm gonna start a hashtag on Twitter and be like, bring Karana back. Or I'll start a petition actually.
Okay.
So we can get her back. Our Escape said, would you agree to do a crossover with Freedom Planet?
Sure. Just don't know what kind of crossover would it be.
I mean, maybe Spark could be a background character, I don't know.
Who knows, man?
Yeah, you never know, Oh, so I think you're gonna like this question, like... Mateus Gomez said, what's the deal with Fart Force Tire?
Ooh, that's secret.
Oh, that's secret. David asks, what happened with your Mega Man Zero engine? Any plans on doing a Mega Man Zero inspired game?
No, not at all. This is for you guys to use. I didn't make that for myself. I did to teach you guys how to do it. And to just have it as a thing you guys can use.
Is EJ dead?
EJ is dead.
No, he's not. He's not dead. Like, legit dead?
Yes, he's dead. He died.
But what about all his clones that appeared?
They're died. They're died.
They're dead. Okay, Romeo Chan says, the new game will have more original music, ? Nothing against reused tracks, though.
Yeah, I wanted to just mostly have original music. There might be some reused tracks, but... So this is one of the reasons why Spark 2 had reused tracks. It was because a lot of them just weren't ready, I don't think. And some of them were commissioned after the game was finished, because I don't know if I had the money for it. I don't remember actually my financial situation at the time, but I think I was at a point where like I really needed to release Spark 2. I didn't rush it. I made sure it was fully finished, but there were obviously there always are a couple of issues, so I made a patch.
Isaacs asked, is Spark going to remain a 3D series from now on, or are you going to make another 2D installment in the future?
I don't think the Spark series will go on for more than 3.
But you said Spark 4 not that long ago, huh? Huh? What's up? What's up
We'll
with
see.
that, huh?
We'll see.
Shut the fuck up.
The story of Spark
Sorry.
will be over in Spark 2 though. Spark 3.
Story. Spark 2.
I skip messing them up.
I know, yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you. Starry Night asks, does Spark 3 take place after Spark 2 or during Spark 2?
Yes, it does take place after Spark 2. It is a sequel.
David said, hearing what you were saying about the Steam thing, we need you to understand how much we love your series. In all honesty, it's better than Sonic. You got many fans for life now. Hard to grasp, right?
Yeah, fans, yeah, that's good. Thank you guys for liking my game.
Thank you for liking my game. Thank you for liking something I created.
Yeah.
Wholesome.
Yeah.
The Mimic asks, why is there so many levels with trains in them?
Because it's an easy prop to make and it looks cool. It's much harder to have them with cars. Trains usually a thing that moves in a path in a straight line, and it's a very easy hazard. Plus, in Spark's heavily industrialized worlds, they would have trains. You know, like flying vehicles, they're cool and all, but I don't think they could carry as much cargo as a train, if you catch my drift. You see the length of some cargo trains. They just keep going. It's just a long snake, just keeps going. They're huge. So yeah, Spark's World would have trains, and it has trains.
Hold on, there was a question I was looking at. Oh yeah, RSK asked, how big is Spark 3 compared to Spark 2?
I would say it's gonna be bigger. It's what I said. It's gonna be bigger, but it'll have more reuse of assets. That's just how it is.
The same person asked if you're still making XF Drive.
No, I'm not working on XF Drive. Currently fully working on Spark 3. My time was divided between Spark 3 and porting Spark 2 to consoles, but now it's not anymore.
Let's see. NB4 Lake's favorite Robot Master is Charge Man.
Who that? I don't play original Mega Man.
I don't know. Any possibility for an EJ-based prequel then? Please?
EJ was born in Spark 2 and he died in Spark 2.
Sad.
Everyone loves EJ so much.
Yeah, he's like
except
the edgy version.
Except that his people's initial reaction to him was not positive at all, because he was the one that was doing the swearing. Everyone hated him. And now everyone likes him. Maybe they hate it. Maybe they love him because people don't like him. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Cappy, she told me she don't got YouTube account or something like that. And she asked me on the Spark server if I could ask a question for her.
Make a YouTube account.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, she asked, I don't have a YouTube, but I wonder, where's Spark?
Somewhere.
Where's somewhere?
I don't fucking know.
Is he taking a vacation now? It's his turn to make a vacation?
No. Certainly not on a vacation.
Okay, we'll just have to wait and see. Glitch Style asks, what are formies anyways?
Just an ant-like animal. sentient animal.
Sentient animal.
Yeah. It's like humans are
Roshan
sentient
Red.
apes.
Roshan Red asks, "What is the world in the Spark series inspired from?"
Oh, a lot of things. Ranging from Mega Man to Sonic to a lot of fiction in general. A little bit of anime here and there. A little bit of Kirby. A lot of
Little
things.
bit of Kirby.
Yeah.
Bro.
This is built on a lot of stuff. And my overall knowledge of astrophysics.
Custom Mashable asks, sorry if this was asked earlier, any plans for other console releases?
For Spark 2, no, not at the moment. If there was going to be another console release, I would have to stop work on Spark 3 to do that. I could potentially hire someone to do it, but I don't know if I want to. I don't know. It'd be weird. It has to be someone I trust. Someone I know, maybe.
Also, regarding EJ, Trelina says, hold on, he's the edgy comic relief. I think people like him for the same reason people like Gary Oak, the cocky rival.
Mm-hmm.
True?
Do people like Gary? I don't know if people like Gary.
I don't know. Where was Spark when Spark 2 was happening?
In the Bahamas, taking a vacation.
Really?
It'll be a part of the plot. This is Spark's game.
This is Spark's game.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever intend to add special stages to Spark 1?
Don't think so, no. I mean, what would you be collecting in them?
I don't know. Infinite Rotation said regarding EJ, didn't hate him per se, he just seemed like an unwell executed concept. I like the idea of a character that's literally a copy of a copy.
Hmm.
I can't read that name, but they asked, even if this is the last Spark, will there be more games in the same universe? I think its world is pretty interesting.
Maybe.
He asked another question with spoilers. Watch out. Well, I'm gonna read it out loud, so if you don't like spoilers, cover your ears. In 3, 2, 1. Okay. So C asks, what exactly caused the change to Freyon becoming Fark's dad? Anything particular to just haha Lamau?
After the rewrite of Spark 2, no, the rewrite of Spark 1 when I rewrote it the first time, I think it was always meant to be his dad. Because at the end of the day, they were, I think at the first draft, they were both created by Armstrong anyways. Like, Fark was supposed to be kind of a mystery. And like, I don't know exactly, I don't remember exactly. I kind of always had a feeling he was supposed to be related to Pharrell in some ways. But I did make that change for Spark 2. It was like more like a loose end that I cleared up that way. But it didn't make sense.
Also, I found the drawing of Choco, by the way. I have it.
Yeah. Also, another little tidbit, guys might have noticed that Spark in Spark 2 is not the same as Fark in Spark 2 is not the same as Fark in Spark 1. He is a little different.
EH Gamer said, "Could we have a Spark style without the jacket, like in the first game?"
He looks terrible without the jacket.
No,
It was.
he doesn't look that terrible.
I think it looks terrible without the jacket. I think it balanced out his model super well. The jacket is partially one of the reasons why implementing him on 3D wasn't so hard. Plus, Furmies are always kind of meant to wear clothing anyways. They're not always supposed to be naked.
I'm gonna post the Choco image in the Spark server, but like...
Okay, I'll put it up on stream.
Oh, I'll just send it to you so you put it up on stream here. There you go.
Oh yeah, she was light yellow.
I fucking told you she was yellow.
I thought she was brown.
She's brown. I think I was the one who gave you the idea for the name Choco. It just kind of stick.
Guess it just got in my head. You're right, she was yellow.
Yeah. Yeah, I was right. See that right?
Oh fuck, I closed the stream tab. Ah! I'm stupid. Don't mind the yell. Let me check out this nipping tool. There she is. Spricket!
Yes, Spricket. That was Choco.
Yeah.
She was gonna take Spark's place in this game.
Spark over here, he was designed first. Again, still thrown on top of Andy's art. Fully traced.
I have the image for that too. I'll send it to you.
I just use it as like a base for the concept art. Yeah, just look like the stick screenshots.
There.
Yeah, oh, there's Spark.
Yeah, I found it too while looking for it.
Yeah, hope you guys can see it. There he is.
They can. There's a Spark concept stuff thing.
Hey. Yeah. Oops.
It's just Spark with eyelashes. Yeah, basically.
It is.
I kind of thankful it's Spark and not a new character this late into the series, but she still looks cool.
Yeah, and she was supposed to be customizable too, much like because the Furmies you guys see in the trailer, those are randomly generated Furmies of like a set of parameters. And so you'll be different every time. They're just NPCs really. They're not really supposed to be much more than that. Okay, next question. We should end the stream in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Also, people are saying, what is it? Zipper thing? Oh, okay, never mind.
She had that Roxas vibe going on.
Yeah, she had a Roxas vibe.
Ooh, I was moving my cursor out of the screen. Sometimes the game decides not to fade out and then Spark just fades out instead. I don't know it does that.
Spark, you like the Jester plushies when?
I don't think I have enough of an audience for plushies, sorry. I don't think it'll be profitable. It'll be a loss. A loss of money I don't have.
Don't worry, we'll figure something out. We'll make it happen. Someday, but not today.
Maybe.
Maybe it could be a limited thing. You never know. Also, the hiccups came back. Yeah.
Oh no. She was bad.
Did you ever have any sort of plans to remake Spark 1 or at least touch up the code?
No. Spark 1 is a really big game for me to remake.
C's asking if she could put the Spark jacket concept on the encyclopedia for Spark.
Sure. It's out in the public now. What's stopping you guys? Like I have any control over the wiki.
He gave the okay. Do it. Um, Dave Whiffen asks, has Sega ever talked to you about making a Sonic game?
Nope. And I would probably refuse.
Um,
God damn it.
Funk Master Dre says, how speedrun friendly will Spark 3 be? Oh my god.
As much
Will
as it,
how speedrun friendly will Spark 3 be? Also, will you continue post launch support like you did with Spark 2?
yeah, I'll have post-launch support as much as I can. It would be as speedrun friendly as I can make it. I mean, think about Spark 1, it was supposed to be as friendly as I could do it, but it ended up being a dead on arrival. Someone still does it, but most people don't.
What is the budget of Spark 3?
It's hard for me to give numbers to the budgets of my game because it's always variable. Like, it depends on how much money I actually make with my games. So, because like, the money I make on launch is usually what I say my budget is, but the fact is that I always make not more money, but like I make some money after the game gets released, and sometimes I'm like, okay, during the summer sale sold pretty well, so I'm gonna use the summer sale money to afford as the game's budget instead of just using whatever money was already stored up from the release. So like, is that part of the game's budget? Maybe. I know the budget for Spark 1 was around $8,000, and for Spark 2 it wasn't very different. It was around that same amount. And for Spark 3, I don't think it'll be much higher. But still, it's a budget that's constantly fluctuating because it is just based on how much money I have and how much money the game is making. So like, just by you guys buying the game on Steam and stuff like that, that is the best support I could ever get. And it does support and does help. It does increase my game's budget. But it is hard for me to project how much money do I have for the game, because I just look at my bank account and I'm like, okay, what's my expenses? Take that out from the bank account, and I usually project a little higher so I don't end up genuinely being out of budget. And then I just I take that amount and then I divide it by the value of the dollar currently, because I have to store my money in my country's currency. I cannot store it in USD, sadly. And that value changes. So my budget is also fluctuating because of the value of the dollar that keeps changing. And so the value of my currency keeps changing. So that makes it double hard to think of what the budget actually is. Spark 1 was the only one that I could actually know the budget for, because it was 9K. Because the money was in dollars, it came from Kickstarter, and it stayed in dollars. But the money from Spark 2 and 3 cannot stay in dollars. And the value of said currency keeps changing. Therefore, I can't really say how much money I actually have right now. I mean, I can, but it is what I have right now. Tomorrow, it's a little less or a little more. More than likely less. And the coronavirus is not making things any better.
Are you working on Spark 3 all on your own, or do you have a team?
All on my own.
Besides the music.
Besides the music, obviously. I see you're catching up.
What?
I think you're catching up.
I'm all the way to the bottom now.
Damn.
Would you consider Spark 1 remake if you had a team?
Then, I mean, if I had a team, probably me, I'm like rich as fuck. But I don't know. Probably not. I don't really like remaking games. Spark 1 exists and it's there, and I want to make it work with as many platforms as possible. But I mean, I would rather make a new game. You know, if I could spend all that effort with a team to make a new game instead of making a remake of Spark 1, I would make a new game. I mean, Spark 1 is not even like, I don't know, 5 years old. Oh yeah, the Romolo statue attacks you if you stay close enough to it for a long period of time.
Does he?
Yeah, just keep watching.
What? I'm watching. Wait, I need to see. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he does. There it is.
Oh, yikes! I didn't know that.
So it's been a little Easter egg.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Cute.
Nobody notices
Now
those little touches I put in my game.
Well, you have to like stand still there for a while, so of course.
It's supposed to catch you off guard.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know. Is there a specific reason why many characters, although not all, are insensitive to other people dying? Does it have to do with its world, or is it only about Fark's character development?
I don't think Fark cares if other people die, because he's just been born. It doesn't really know the consequences of it. Like, he's like a year old by the time... No, less than a year old by the time Spark 2 happens. He's a robot. And as you can tell, spoilers, but Astra, also a robot. Like, other formies would probably be uppity on it, but at the end of the day, you're just destroying robots. And like, with the case of Float, which I think she's dead, maybe she's alive. I don't know.
Ooh.
She's pretty much unconscious. In her case, Fark was surprised when whatever happened to her, but Float was trying to kill him. So, I mean, he did what he had to do. And then left. And then he killed his dad. Because, well, I mean, he was trying to kill him.
Jesus. Death is just an occurring thing in Spark's universe.
I mean, what can you do, man? It's like fucking...
Not kill them?
If it wasn't implied that in the Freedom Planet, technically Brevin... I think it was implied that Brevin survived, but... Like... I'm pretty sure Lilac was totally in to kill them motherfuckers.
Jesus.
She was gonna kill him.
I don't even want to talk about it. I don't.
It sounded like a chicken.
Don't. You should have. Jessica. Oh my god. Jessica Fell asks, "What is the lore of the green staff? How much power that weapon has to make the unique, to make the Jester super?"
I don't know actually. I haven't actually written that much lore on the green staff. It just existed.
It just exists.
Yeah, but in a way, he's kind of like incorporated into Super Fark. Super Fark kind of has the super stuff. I don't mean Super Spark from Spark 1, I mean Super Spark from Spark 2. Like his attacks and everything kind of look like the super stuff. So who knows?
Are you open to the idea of having team members? I suppose you wouldn't really have the budget for it.
I don't have the budget for it.
Yeah,
if I could,
people.
And then plus, if I would have a team members, it wouldn't be team members in a traditional sense. It would just be commissions. Because I'm not comfortable with having a permanent team member have to pay a wage to. Because the way my schedule works for what I'm doing, it's like, oh, I'm currently working on this now, and like the other person will probably be far ahead of me. Because they just have to do one thing while I have to do everything else. So like if I'm coding a boss fight, that might take a while to do, but the animations and everything will be ready far before that. And I'm like, okay, since you're already ready, you just start making the next one and then the next one. And by the time I'm done with the first boss fight, they already finished the final. So, I mean, it'd be cool and all, but still. It's like, I can't just have someone just idling by while I pay them, so I'll just commission whenever I need it. Ah, fuck.
Ooh.
Fuck that Romolo boss fight.
Speaking of Romolo, somebody asked what happened to Romolo.
I don't know what happened to Romolo. Haven't written that.
Bruh.
Haven't written it. As far as I can tell, he was sad, but he did survive. Actually, there is something that happened to every character. But I can't say.
The Mimic asks, I know I asked a lot of time this question, but is the magnet dash a thing in Spark 3?
Yeah, yes, it is. It's been nerfed a little though. Its base speed is not as high. Because it is actually programmed into the game, and it is a thing. Like, it's not something, it's not a glitch. So, I mean, it used to be, but it's not anymore.
Hey, like, ever think about streaming development of Spark on YouTube or Twitch?
I'd rather not. Just a lot of stuff. I have to talk while doing it too. And like, you guys will see the amount of downtime that happens during my development process. Because as it turns out, yeah, I develop, but I'm not that quick. I just work a lot. Like, I work a lot of hours a day. But it doesn't mean that I actually like do things fast. I'm not really fast. People think I'm fast, I'm not. I just work a lot.
Somebody said you don't have to talk.
I should though.
What is your favorite track and stage from Spark 1?
I don't know actually. Network Coast maybe? I like Network Coast.
I've catched up, so.
Alright. That's good. We'll
That's
give it
all the
10 more
questions.
minutes and then we quit.
Okay.
I've just arrived in Corona Forest.
Wait, how do you pronounce Romolo?
Romolo.
Say it again?
Romolo. It's just that I'll tell the story behind his name again. In the code, he was called Hollow Mage because he was supposed to be a holographic mage, because he uses the game's holograms, which are just nanomachines. Right. So, and then I just fused those two words into a word and made Romolo. I'm sure it might be a name, but might be a name somewhere in some country, maybe Spain. Sounds like a Spanish name, but I don't know. His name is Romolo.
Yeah, somebody was asking in the
Ow.
Spark server. I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, it's like Ro and Malo.
Yeah, it's Romolo, right?
Romolo.
Romolo.
Yeah.
Romalo?
Romolo. Oh yeah, it is Romolo.
Romolo.
Yeah, emphasis on the O. Romolo. I mean, there's really no way to pronounce my names correctly. I'm not really... You can pronounce Spark as Spurka if you want to. I don't give a shit.
Spurka?
Spurka. You can. I think the Russians pronounce it like that. I'm not sure. I don't know what they're up to.
Romeo? Romalo.
It is definitely not Ronaldo.
Say Romolo again. How do you pronounce it?
Romolo.
Romolo. It sounds the same to me.
It's Roma, as in like Rome, Roma, Roma. Roma low.
Yeah.
But people sleep on the powers in Spark 1, man. Some of the powers are really good. They sleep on them. They're like, no, just play as the bat. Like the bat can't even dash in the air. Like this power can dash in the air. You can do these. You can glide a little bit. Like you can do stuff.
What did you use to make the sprites?
The sprites, Spark 1?
I assume so, yeah.
Photoshop, but you can do it. You can do it paint. I just like using Photoshop.
Sorry if you've heard this question before, but is there any chance of the series getting ported to Nintendo Switch?
I'm not too excited about putting it on Switch anymore. Like, you guys have to promise me this. If you guys want my game on the Switch, you cannot expect 60 frames per second. It's really hard to get a game on a system like that, a game like Spark, at 60 frames per second. It's hard. If you look at the... What's the name of the game? The game that kind of played like F-Zero. If you look at that one, you look at the amount of shortcuts and not shortcuts, but like amount of tips and tricks they had to use to get their game running at 60. It's quite a whole bunch. And it's like, I don't know if I can do those things. And not only it's beyond me, but it's how can I put it? It's beyond me, and it's just beyond me. I can't do it. I can't do it. And my game will struggle to run at 60, and then people would complain. And I mean, what can I do about that? Plus, it would take into development time of the next game, which would mean that Spark 3 will probably not come out in the next year or two, but the next year or 3. So it's like, yeah, switch, everything on the Switch, everything on the Switch. Everyone wants everything on the Switch, but it's just like, you are pushing like developers to use a hardware that's not meant for the types of games that like are supposed to work nowadays. It's the Switch is good at what it's meant to do, but it is not much more powerful than the Wii U, I don't think. And I liked the Wii U. It was a good console. I own it. I love the gamepad. But it's I don't know, that you have to do compromises to get your game to work well on the Switch. And it's something that people don't consider, and they will blame you for it. So, and plus it's like, everyone wants it, but Nintendo gets to curate the platform. When it comes to video game consoles, the manufacturer is the one that decides, not me. So yeah. 5 more minutes.
Got deep. CS, how does Spark feel about the magical Jester power-up? Does crying idol imply he doesn't like it?
He don't like it.
You don't like it?
You don't like it.
Why? Because he's a crybaby?
It's weird.
It's weird.
This is pretty much cross-dressing when he uses it. You don't like it.
Not really, he just becomes pink.
He has a bow. He's very feminine.
He has a
when
bow.
he uses
Oh
it.
yeah, he has a bow. Forgot.
He don't like it. He don't like it. He sees himself as a dude, and he is a dude.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up. And when can we expect the next like Peppered stream? Another 9 months? Lol.
Wait, what? The next blah blah blah. What?
When can we expect the next like Peppered stream? Another 9 months? Lol.
I don't know. I need to plan out the next live stream, the next Fusion tutorial rundown stream. That'll be my next one. And then we need to plan out the next Hedgeland event, but in terms of updates for the next game, it won't be around for a reasonable amount of time. You guys will see some updates, but still. I think I'm just gonna play until I get to Common, and then I'll call it quits.
No, Will Spark 3 have the same graphic options as Spark 2 because the resolution options are the main reason a lot of us got to play the game at 60 FPS?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It'll have more options too. I think it has already at least more than one more option. They share the same pause menu.
Would you make a comic book series?
No?
Question mark?
No? Question mark? Probably not.
No.
Comic series about what?
About Spark, maybe?
Uh,
I don't know.
oh fuck. Level's kicking my ass.
Spark is insecure about his masculinity.
More like doesn't like dressing up as a chick.
It's not a chick, he's just girly.
Look at this. Look at his scarf. Look at his collar. Look at his boots. Look at his bow.
Yes, queens. He's slaying it. Oh, is it? I mean, look at Kirby. Kirby got all the different little fucking hats going on. He got like, I don't know. Same could be applicable to Spark.
Kirby literally dressed up as a chick in one commercial. But that's Kirby.
Did he?
Yeah, he.
I didn't
like,
know that.
There was like a Nintendo thing, and he had like a wig on, I think.
A wig?
Yeah, you should look at it. It's
Wig
not like
flex,
a power in
but
any
okay.
of the games.
Interesting. Use zoomers in your switches. I want Spark 3 on Sega Dreamcast mode. Can we get Spark on the Leapfrog?
No.
Please.
Oh.
Put him on the Leapfrog.
Ah, fuck! I jumped. Thank God for frequent checkpoints.
Do you only have a 900p monitor? Since the official screenshots are only 1600 times 900.
No, they are like that because it was easier to take the screenshot like that. I could keep the game windowed and just take screenshots. My monitor is 180p. Well, I mean it's an ultra wide 180p, but yeah.
Lame Drago says there better be a robot dragon in Spark 3 because there was Seams Dragon in Spark 1 and the Terminal Dragon in Spark 2, and I just really like robot dragons. Yeah. I'll get a link to design one, don't worry.
I don't know
I'll
how
make
much
it happen.
fan service Spark 3 will have.
Fan service?
Spark 3 is its own original game. It is a continuation of the series, and it is somewhat of a departure from all of it. It is more like Spark 1 than Spark 2, too.
What do you mean fan service?
What I mean is that I have my own ideas for stages and bosses, and I don't want to make stuff that other people like from the previous game. I want to make new things.
Yeah, but like, hasn't that been a thing since Spark 1 for you? Nobody's been like being like, put my OC in your shit. Nobody's been doing that, so it's not technically like fan service because they're not like cater to me and my Astra obsession or something.
No, it's good. No, it's starting.
I don't fucking know.
No, that's a thing now. I gotta cater to people's Astra obsession.
No. You have to cater to my obsessions with robots, okay? Thanks.
Mhm.
You know what I mean.
And, yeah. I already didn't
Didn't what?
cater to you.
I know. Fuck you. I would. I even told him I would legit pay him money to do it,
Look,
but
this Romulo.
he
Naked
didn't
Romulo.
accept.
That's naked Romulo.
Ugly.
There he is. Okay, let's go. Final part of the stream. It's you guys' last chance to ask questions.
Lame Drago said, "I'm not asking. I'm just saying." Mood. Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying too. I'm just saying you should put comment in Spark 3. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a demand. Oh, I died.
Not a demand. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dude.
Comments technically below the stage every time you're doing this, so you can hit them.
Fuck you. That's cheating.
I knew this from the beginning.
I didn't even know that.
Kicking my head.
Dude, what the fuck? People work so quick with the fan art. It's crazy.
That is true.
You should showcase some of the fan art before this.
Someone asked how did I make the cell shader. I used originally I used Shader Forge, but it's sadly being deprecated. Although I think it's still the superior tool. Just wish the person who did it kept working on it. But sadly no. And but I use now Amplify Shader Editor, and it's really good. You can just make your own shaders on it, and you don't have to work with obtuse shader coding. I hate coding shaders. I don't code shaders. I don't understand shading code. It is basically like normal code, but it's like when you go in Visual Studio, then you go in C#. There's all that script assist stuff, and that stuff helps you just not have to look at the documentation all the time. And the thing is, where the hell you're gonna look for shader documentation on Unity? There's nowhere. You look at shader tutorials, they would just tell you like, just write this, and it'll do the thing. And I'm like, what does this do? What's the meaning of it? Why does it work in the first place? Nobody tells you any of that. You just have to figure it out. So you know what? I am just using a shader graph editor that just creates the script for me. I'm done with that. I'm done. That sucks.
Creepy.
A big comment.
Pedrovan asks, what does an electric jester do? Is Spark an electrician or?
Electric Jester is a circus performer. Spark was the first electric jester. He wasn't an electric jester until he was. And no, there is no function. And there is no function for electric jesters in jesters in Spark society. He just made the hat, and he was an electrician. He had an electrical engineering degree, but sadly wasn't able to get a job. So that's where the whole plot of the game starts.
Like, you should showcase some of the fan art before we end the thing.
Sure.
I'll send it to you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll include the names of the people too. Let's see.
Snipping tool.
I know, snipping tool.
That was the Someone's here, I don't know who.
It's a doorbell.
Sure, get me the fun art. Fun.
I'm getting it here. Let's start with the first one. The first ever Spark 3 fan art.
Yep.
There you go.
This? Oh, the fuck? There it is. This is by Game Bro.
AKA Joe Wankta. Joe Wankta.
There's Spark with a jacket.
I like the second one that I'm gonna show you.
I think this might actually be like an older version of the song, I'm not sure.
Look at it, look at it.
There it is.
This is by MindBuild17.
There you go.
They also made a bald version, but
You know that Spark's eyes actually continue towards the back. Most people don't know that. Let me get it. They actually kind of continue all the way to the back of his head. Like all the way towards the bottom right over here. But yeah.
here, this is by this one. The next one's by Certified Dork, aka C.
There it is.
It's not a. Oh wait, there it is. Pretty cute.
Don't know who
pretty
the
cute.
other character is, but I'm scared.
It's probably AU from their AU. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What do you think about the custom design red and blue shorts? Not really. I don't think Spark with Pants looks very good.
I liked it. I liked Andy's Spark with pants.
The whole design is kind of supposed to be heavier on the top, supported by really big boots with skinny legs, because it's supposed to run really fast. And I think if you have really thick legs, it's the model will just kind of clip into each other, and it'll look weird. So, but without the pants, it's just a little skinny leg with a big boot touching the ground, and it's cool. I like it like that. Next one.
This one is the next one's by Gerald.
Okay. There it is.
Yes, let's go. You already know who this one's by. Why are you drawing?
This is by the name is literally on the fan art.
I love her. My Lego.
This is it? There's more?
There's a couple more, like 3 or 4 more. This was by somebody named Shiraki, something like that. It's a very anime spark.
Very anime. Little Star of David on his jacket.
It's nice. This one's by Cappy.
There it is.
Lake? Oh, I thought you died.
Look at his knees.
I love it. I love it.
A little patch of
love it
fur
so
coming
much.
from his crotch.
I love it. I stand this design.
When is Spark getting his own gun? Oh yeah, I didn't show this in the trailer, but if you press the right bumper, he fires a shot like in Spark 1 towards the enemy, and you can charge it. He has a ranged attack now. You can use it to juggle enemies in there.
The next one is by Ruby Rogers.
Chubby Spark.
I like it. It's cute.
Gotta get tired. One more spec.
We're almost done. Don't worry, we're almost done. You already know who this is by, I hope. Dude, read the jacket. Zoom in on it. I haven't read it yet, so I don't know what it says.
Let me see. This is by Ropo, I think.
Yeah, it's by Ropo.
Send the world from a robot apocalypse, and saved the world from the robot apocalypse, and all I got was a lousy jacket. Yeah. Pretty good.
You should, it's so good. Yeah, let's do the next one. This one was just posted, by the way. Their
Game Bro
username-
kind of set the trend. Everyone's drawing Spark's jacket sleeves like that, even though that's just his fan art.
I mean, they couldn't really work off much, especially because like they didn't have much. I assume, I don't know.
Yeah.
This one is by
He has a jacket now.
Eileen Seraph. I don't know how to pronounce it right. I like it. It's pretty good.
Let me get the snip in too. Looks good. He has a jacket.
I like how you kept the fucking brown things at the top of the shoe. I remember telling you that like I don't think it would work, but I don't know. I got no comment on it.
It worked.
I like how they kept the little yellow things on the boot. Very accurate to the design.
Wait, did I actually keep
I think-
the brown part of the boot? Because I kind of forgot about it.
You kept it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all. Actually, there is one more. Give me a moment. This is by our good friend, Joe Wingfield, once again.
I did another one?
Yeah.
You press buttons. Where did he get his jacket? He just got a jacket.
He found it randomly lying on the ground. Yeah, throw it up.
There's currently no explanation for the jacket. He has a jacket. He bought new boots too.
Right. So, Game Boy drew Spark and Galacticat.
His
Is that his name?
character?
Galacticat, right? Yeah. But it's a whip, so I don't know if he wants me to show this.
Then don't show it.
Okay, I will show you.
Okay, I think this is
Okay,
it,
that's
guys.
it.
So, that's it for the both of us. We're heading out. See you guys next time.